I would say the hardest thing that I've had to come to terms with in my self-improvement journey is my friends. Whether that be dictating how much time I should be spending with them, if they're toxic, or even if they're adding any value to my life, which are all good things to be in consideration of. But when do we know if it's time to pull out the scissors and cut them off? In the beginning of my self-improvement journey, and still to this day, I'm low-key just a little too quick to cut people out of my life. But now I'm low-key at a point where I'm kind of reconsidering those past relationships, and here's why. Are you being soft and using the term, "they don't get me"? The main reasons I was cutting off my friends were like stupid little reasonings like, they don't get me, I hate small talk, they waste my time, and all that type of shit. But why though? What's the harm in having some people in your life that cause you to get a little irritated or ticked off with the things that they say or the questions that they even ask? Because with all honesty, I feel like this can kind of speed up your character development, bro, and kind of give you the patience that's needed to deal with people in your life. Because dealing with people is the number one skill you need to have to become successful, bro. Like, people are all around us, and if you don't know how to interact with them, like, how far are you really going to go? And also, it's going to give you the want and the desire to actually see somebody else's perspective. And again, if you can't see somebody else's perspective, you're just gonna have a hard time in life in general. It's just not really worth it. I've made that mistake too many times, bro. Where it's like, no, I only see my point. My point's only valuable. It's fucked up. And then if somebody else doesn't agree with that, it's low-key considered toxic. And to this day, I still kind of say I don't really like small talk. I mean, to be honest, yes, if small talk is the only part of the conversation, then it's low-key like, okay, we need to start talking a little bit bigger. We need to start not just talking about the day-to-day, but maybe let's talk a month down the road. What are the goals and plans for the month down the road, the 10-year plans? You can even talk as big as that, because small talk doesn't have to be the main conversation piece of every interaction, but it's definitely a tool that can be used for, just boosting your swift and quick social interaction skills. Because you can't always just dive into deep conversations, bro. Like, being able to stay above water and just have some surface level conversations with people will keep you sane, bro. But honestly, it's easier said than done, because that's a hard ask for people like me, people like you, just deep thinkers in general. We're always thinking, bro. So it's hard to always just talk about the weather today and all that kind of stuff. But just think about the little benefits of the social skills and how that can benefit you in the long run. What's wrong with having your beliefs and opinions challenged? You may have that one friend that always questions everything you says or tries to one-up all your ideologies. But now in this modern age, we tend to put that characteristic under toxic. Why? Because, like, honestly, bro, if you can't read something or talk to somebody who doesn't have the same values or beliefs as you, like, honestly, bro, if you have an opinion or belief on something and you get pissed off when somebody else disagrees with that or deems it to be true, then it's like, is your opinion or belief really solidified? And is it something that you even completely understand? Because if something that you completely understand, or if it's solidified in your heart and in your mind, then it wouldn't matter if somebody else disagreed with you, bro, because you have your opinions and you know what there is. But you should be able to just take other perspective. Some people literally can't do this, because if you don't totally understand something, it's most likely just a thought that you took from somebody else and portrayed it as your own because you thought it sounded pretty. Start questioning yourself. I have one friend who's way more read up on Christianity than I am. I have my fair share of knowledge, but he's more of an active Christian, and I'm really not, I'll be completely honest. I really lack on reading my Bible. However, most of the conversations that we do have usually kind of end up in heated disputes about Christianity and the Bible itself, and I'm usually on the questioning side of things. But take this into perspective. Think about how much he's gotten stronger in his opinions and beliefs on faith and the Bible and all those stories and stuff that people like me will question. Just think about how much stronger his opinions on that has gotten from me questioning him and me making him prove me wrong on certain things. That's not to take away from the hard work that he put in to understand such concepts, but you get my point. You need to make sure that you don't cut those type of people out of your life, because they will help you grow. I know it's probably going to be frustrating as fuck. It is frustrating. I have those type of people in my life too, but bro, it's kind of worth it. I can imagine how much that guy wants to slap me, bro, for just making stupid accusations or stupid assumptions or just questioning his shit. Like, I've wanted to slap some people too for doing that same thing to me. But all you got to make sure is that you guys can go back to normal conversation after that and just be normal and just agree to disagree, because if not, then it is low-key toxic and that person is just trying to belittle you, and that's when you need to pull out the scissors. Shut up!
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Shut up! Aren't we all toxic from time to time? Like, bro, just think about this. Some of your friends just may be going through a shitty time in their life. Or maybe he or she is just carrying around a lot of extra loads of trauma and extra baggage that, it just, accidentally pours onto other people. And that may be causing them to act in odd ways. But just come back to the mirror, come back to the drawing board, and just ask yourself, is that a reason to cut them off? Is that a reason to call them toxic? Because maybe sometimes you just gotta, dial it back and just ask some questions and seek to understand. Because low-key, don't you wish some people did that to you? You should never seek to bash or look for an unstable leg to kick just so you can get your one up on them. That's not a good way to function, bro. Because even I and you can be a bitch sometimes, but our friends still decide to keep us around because they're not really stuck in the mindset of cutting out toxic people in their life. They understand that people are people. And I feel like that's low-key what the self-improvement arena has kind of indoctrinated us to believe, that all toxic people are bad and you can't learn shit from them, etc., etc. You need to cut them all out of your life. How about maybe figuring out what's wrong with that person and then try to find ways to add value, try to find ways to understand them that nobody else can, and then now you're the star in their light, bro. There's levels to this shit, I feel like, man, and some people are just jumping to the cut off or get these things in your life, but maybe like, what's wrong with that person? Why are they acting like this? Analyze. The last thing I want to say is, bro, be careful who you cut off. I was reading an article about this woman, and she said that her uncle cut out the whole family, and he ended up becoming a lawyer, and he turned out to be really successful, but he ended up dying a really sad and lonely life. And what she said in the article, she's like, despite all the negative that the family had, he still missed out on all the love and joy and laughter that the family shared together. And again, some people go as far as cutting off their family members or even close friends, and just low-key think, before you cut people off, what are you distancing yourself from? Analyze the good and the bad and see if the bad is even enough to leave, or is that just normal human behavior that you need to learn to live with? And then you see if you want to cut them off. And I'm taking my own advice here too, bro. I need to go and rekindle some relationships because I would not want to miss out on all that shit just because of some selfish ideologies that I built up in my head. In conclusion, bro, you just need to evaluate your association, seek out solutions, and if there's no solutions, then you start to cut people off. But if there's solutions and you're just being lazy and selfish because you just want less problems in your life, then that's just not a good way to operate from, bro, because there's always going to be problems with the people in your life. I don't think you're ever going to find that perfect relationship, the perfect family member, the perfect friend. Like, there's always going to be something that's like, fuck, man, I want to kill you. But you gotta learn how to live with that, man. And that's just, I think, the beauty of relationships in general, the fact that they're always developing and that you play a part in the way that they develop as well. Always come back in the mirror, bro. Always come back in the mirror. Because I even think of it like this. If one of my videos do bad, like viewership wise, and I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I not say? What did I say that maybe offended the audience for them to click off the video right away? Like, my message sometimes lacked. I come back. I don't say the YouTube algorithm fucked me up. No, come back to the drawing board. If your mom's pissed at you, be like, okay, what did I do? I was just having a conversation with my friend, bro. Imagine if you were living a life where you got everything you deserved. If something bad happens to you, think, okay, maybe what did I do to deserve this? But I mean, we're diving into a whole different topic here, man, and just be careful who you cut off, and just don't cut off your friends just yet. Evaluate. Love you. Start off tomorrow strong, G. Peace.